Chakra Sessions. I'm Holly Jo Labbé here with Star Nations, and we're broadcasting through BeLive TV. I'm getting used to the new production studio and apparently had some more glitches for myself. So I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late, but hope you guys will catch on and be able to join me. Today's Chakra Sessions is all about how do we let go of empathic overload? It's been a huge question in the last month. And really for a long time, a lot of sensitive people are asking me, what do I do when I get inundated with too much energy? Or there are times when we don't realize we've picked up other people's stuff and we're walking around with it. So here we are. If you get a chance, I would love it if you would like and share this broadcast so we can get it out there to more people in Facebook land, because there's some really cool information that we're going to be sharing this afternoon, as well as doing a clearing to make sure that it's just you and your energy field, that you don't have anybody attached to you or you haven't picked up some junk along the way. So I'm hoping that will happen for you. So what do I mean by empathic overload? For me, an empath is somebody who's very sensitive to energy. And an empath is also psychic. So we get an energetic hit about emotions quite often, about feelings, because that's where the truth radar lives, basically. Hi, Marie. Happy Tuesday. Glad to see you're in the house. This is definitely a show for you. I'm sure you know nothing about empathic overload, sweetie. So when we are an empath, we are really sensitive to our environment. We have this internal radar that helps us really focus on keeping ourselves safe. But we have it because we have these gifts to help other people with their feelings, to help them manage their lives, and actually to help them grow. And so when we pick up on the energy, it's not to be, it's not a curse. Some people see it as like, oh no, this is happening to me. No, it's happening for you. It's just when we absorb everything like this gigantic sponge that it can feel overwhelming, that we can feel like we're drowning in the energy. And when that happens, we really get into these places where we don't know what's our energy, what somebody else's, and next thing we know, our feelings or our mood is shifting, and there's no good reason for it to happen. Does that make sense? So hi, Barbie. Nice to see you. And it looks like Joanne's in the house too. Hi, guys. Glad to have you on board. When we're an empath, we have, like I said, we have this radar, because that's how it feels to me. It pulses out from my body and it's kind of feeling what's around me. If I were blind or if I closed my eyes, I'd be really using this radar to kind of sense where other people are in the room, but also what kind of mood are they in, right? And many of us learned to develop this radar because we lived in situations where we needed to know what was going on with the adults around us to keep ourselves safe. So yes, Barbie is saying that I don't watch the news and would rather be with my pets than around people. Yeah, I don't watch the news either. And I really limit my television and my movie viewing. I really only watch things that are funny. There are times once in a while where I might be able to handle a drama, but if it has singing and dancing and music in it, I'm usually pretty good. But I get that. But The difficulty, oh, hi, Karen. Happy Tuesday to you too. The difficulty is we have our empathic gifts for a reason. And, you know, when we're really empathic, we tend to want to isolate. You know, there's a lot of ick out there, and we go into hibernation. And we, you know, and pets are, you know, a perfect companion because in general, they emanate unconditional love, which is what we would like to receive from other people. But we know that, you know, through our programming that we were brought up with, most love has conditions on it. We had to behave a certain way to receive love. We had to, you know, look, talk, be how somebody else wanted us to be. And as an empath, that actually kind of squeezed us even more, if that makes sense. It's like we were wearing clothes that are too tight. And that happens to everyone, but with an empath, we know when it's too tight. And other people who aren't empathic, they just are cranky from the tightness, but don't have a sense that the energy is too tight or it's too heavy. And so it can be a challenge to maneuver our way through being an empath. And, you know, as I said, it's a gift. We're meant to help other people. Lots of times as an empath, we're meant to help clear this dense, heavy energy off the planet. But we don't realize we're doing that. And so then we soak it up. And then we need time alone and time away from other people or time outside in nature to kind of get everybody else off of us. I had a wonderful student who was here for what we call aroma dance class. And the aroma dance class, basically you put on an oil for each chakra and you dance to music that is meant to vibrate that chakra. And you start at the root chakra and work your way up. And this student was very autistic. And so this really cool thing happened where we put the oil on and danced around, kind of moved around, and initially, and she loves to dance and she loves music. And so, you know, she was initially just kind of stomping around. And as we worked our way through the chakras, we hit the heart chakra. And all of a sudden she said, phew, everybody's finally coming off of me. I can feel them falling down to the ground as we dance. And it was so spot on. It was so exactly what an empath feels and carries with them is all these other people, they didn't even know were on them. And initially you feel really heavy. You may feel depressed. You may feel sad. It's really cool. Hi, Neshi. Good to be in the live chat. Glad you're in the live chat with all of us. And hello, Lindsay June. You know, you're another one of my empaths, right? Who knows how empathic overload can be. So, you know, and Lindsay, you can see by her profile picture, she uses the ocean a lot. She lives close to the ocean. She uses the ocean to get other people's energy off. So some of you may use water, you know, a lake or a stream or those type of things. I love the ocean too. That helps me release the energy rapidly. But, you know, we are here on this planet with other people. And as an empath, we're going to sense what other people are feeling. And sometimes we don't have a really good boundary, so we don't know the difference between their feelings and ours. And when that happens, and you know it happens, right? You have a really good friend who, you know, when your phone rings. Yes, Lindsay June is saying, oh, yes, The ocean is my sanity. I love that. So some of us use our phones, right? And a friend calls, and we have that friend who, whenever they call, or relative, right, where it's just draining to talk to them. I have this relative of mine who calls, we only talk maybe a couple times a year, but I dread seeing the phone number come up because they carry such a heavy energy. And they have a lot of, oh, this is what's wrong with my life. And it's almost like a competition for how bad is your life, rather than speaking about all the good things that are happening and wanting to share that. They call to complain. And so I need to be in a really grounded space and in a really good energy for myself to be able to answer that phone call, and to set a time limit on it so that I'm not getting depleted, I'm not getting exhausted, and I'm not giving them my energy to try to help them feel better. And those are things we all do as empaths. We can sense that they're having a bad day, so we try to cheer them up. We try to help them smile their way through. And next thing you know, boom, we're freaked out and we're not in a happy place. And that's not helpful to anyone. And it does make you want to go and hide. I understand why Barbie would rather be with her pets. And I have a student who just graduated from my school who used to be that way too. But she's really learned some great boundaries on our energy field so that people don't deplete her as much. And that takes some training and that takes some work. And you can work with someone who teaches that, like me. But how do we get there rapidly? Because we are in this kind of, how do I do this like tomorrow or today or yesterday? Because I don't have time, right? Because we get a little sped up in energy. So what kind of tools can you use as an empath to shield and protect yourself right off the bat so that you don't pick up other people's stuff? That's where you want to start first. Now, a lot of people use hematite in jewelry. That will help ground your energy, and it also helps ground energy that is coming at you. I think I have some on this bracelet. Yep. So it's this gray. It's this grayish color. When it's polished, it's gray. And this will help to sort of keep your energy grounded. Now, it doesn't have to, it can be done in earrings. It can be done in a bracelet. You can take a piece of it and put it in your pocket. When I first started trying to learn how to build my boundaries, I had two very, very flat pieces of hematite that I put in my shoe. Where the arch support is in your shoe, I slid it underneath there. So it was in the arch of my feet to kind of help me ground right through my shoe. And guess what? Those pennies that people used to put in penny loafers because of the copper, that's what it did too. Not only brought you good luck, but it helped you stay grounded, and it helped keep the energy that was coming toward you from other people grounded and off of you as well. So that's really cool. And I just saw Maria Royce was in the house too. And she said, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was up a little bit in the comments, but I'm sorry, for whatever reason, I'm just seeing it now. So hematite is a crystal. Woo, there she is. Thanks, Neshi, for bringing that up. Hematite is one of those crystals that you can use and wear to ground your energy so that other people's energy doesn't stick. The other thing that you can use is once you feel like you've got energy stuck on you, then you can use a clear quartz or a selenite stick. I'm somebody who likes to use selenite a lot, and that will help. You can ask the selenite to take the energy off of you that is not yours. And as with any crystal, when you ask it to do a job for you, you can't switch jobs. If you ask a clear quartz to take other people's energy off of you, then you can't later ask it to do something else. If you ask that quartz to protect you, to surround and protect you, that's what it's going to do. So just make sure that you're clear when you're working with crystals. They can only do one job, and it's very difficult to reprogram them. You can, but it is best to just give them one job and let them stick to it. So that way I use selenite for clearing. And if I want to use protection with a crystal, then I would use clear quartz. So they have separate meanings for me, so I don't get them confused. But, you know, there are people who are really good at, you know, doing that. And you may have earrings or a necklace where it holds that intent. The other thing that you can use is essential oils. I'm a big advocate for essential oils. There are a lot of oils that are made for that. Any of the tree oils will help you ground the energy and get the energy off of you. And, you know, some people like Siberian fir or Douglas fir. They might like sandalwood or cedarwood. It's really up to you which one resonates for you. I have a mixture that I channeled. I'm really having a hard time with my universal translator today, guys, so I apologize for that. That's where the stuttering's coming in. So the grounding blend that I have, some of you in the house I know already have that. It's a combination of trees, and it's got blue tansy in it. This will drop you into your body, and you'll feel you. And you'll all of a sudden not feel everybody else. It sort of like drops you into your body, and in the drop energetically, it kind of reverberates out. And in that space, you all of a sudden can feel you and all the energy that's dissipating off of you. So that is a really good one just to keep you focused and aware. One of the new blends that's out, the Empathic blend, is made specifically for empaths to put on ahead of time to train your body, to train your energy field, to start to understand the difference between your energy and other people's energy. It's all of the oils that I channel, they're meant to teach you how to do it with your energy field. It's a tool for teaching. And then once you get used to what that feels like as an empath, you can create that all on your own. The oils are just a tool to help teach you what that sensation feels like, because most of the time we haven't ever felt that separateness, or we haven't felt maybe fully grounded. So the Empathic blend really helps create this sense of you versus other energy. It's like it puts it on a slight time delay so that you have, when the energy is coming to you, for you to interpret other people's energy, interpret what their vibration feels like to you. It gives a little bit of a hesitation. So instead of it hitting you right away and you not knowing whether it's your feeling or not, it puts a slight hesitation on it so that you can tell what you're feeling separate from that feeling that is coming at you from the other person. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And right now, the public feed isn't scrolling at the moment, so I'm not seeing all the comments, so I apologize for that. And I know if Neshi can see some of them, she's welcome to put some of them up in case you have questions. And I'm sorry, I'm not seeing them. And then one of the other things that happens is lots of times when we get into a state of overload, what the heck do we do then? And even the best of us, it happens. You know, you go to an airport, you go to the mall, you go to a concert, you go to a funeral or a hospital, and next thing you know, you feel heavy, you feel depressed, you don't feel like yourself, you feel cranky, angry, you're snapping at people, and you don't know what that is. It's not that you need a Snickers. It's that you've sucked in too much. And like I said, even those of us who are seasoned at it, it can happen in those circumstances. You know, it's sort of like a gentle stream of it comes in, and you don't feel it as it's happening. And then next thing you know, you're like, what the heck? So there's a couple things you can do. I have an energy detox blend, which literally takes off any energy that needs to clear off your body, helps train you how to release it. It's fabulous. I even have, there's some bath salts that have it in it. I use that in the shower. I put it on the bottoms of my feet, and I just let the energy, remind the energy to go out the bottom of my feet and into the ground in case I picked up stuff from other people. I carry that either as a spray in the bath salts or as a roll-on when I travel, because when you're going to places, you're staying in somebody else's house or you're staying in a hotel, right? You don't know whose energy is in that mattress or in that chair. And, you know, you pick it up with that being unaware. I also travel with my selenite. So if you are somebody who has to travel with, go to a hotel or something, I have selenite in my bag that I often put over the doorway or put by the window. And I ask it to clear the room for me. And it does a great job. I sometimes even keep one right by the side of the bed in case I feel like there's excess energy. But I have a spray for that I spray the whole room with. It helps gets the energy off. It has kind of a lemony smell, so it's not too bad. And it's just a way for you to feel safe and in just your energy when you're traveling. Because here it is summer, we lots of times go places and we have a great time when we're out in nature. And then when we come back at the end of the day to sleep, we can't sleep, we're restless and all of that. Sometimes, yes, sometimes it's the bed, but sometimes it's the energy in the room that we're having difficulty with. And then there were two more that my team wanted me to talk about. One of them is just psychic protection, putting that on every day before you just walk out the door, making sure that your energetic bubble is what it needs to be. If you haven't activated your Merkaba yet, you haven't done that energy, it's good to reinforce your bubble. And even if you have, it's good to reinforce your bubble. It's setting the intention that your personal bubble is made of something much stronger than a sponge, so that you can still sense the energy, but that there's a barrier. And it also helps boost your immune system, because we get really sick when we absorb too much energy from other people, or we take other people's energy to try to help them, and we don't release it fast enough. So the psychic protection can help with that. And then the last one that can help is called the Chakra Balance Blend. And the Chakra Balance Blend is just that. when we're feeling wonky, sometimes our chakras have gone into overload. That's part of the empath. Often with the empath, our third chakra, our gut, is the first one to kind of get inundated. It's why sometimes our stomach hurts or we get uncomfortable there. Some of us will take it in through the third eye. So we get headaches or we get lightheaded or dizzy because of the excess energy. But our chakras have gotten out of whack. And so when we use the chakra balance blend, it's basically just teaching our chakras that just because energy is coming in doesn't mean we're going to go out of sync or go out of flow. So those are all oils. One of the great things, the old-fashioned remedies that you can use is use some Epsom salts or even some Himalayan sea salt in your bath when you take a bath. And you can use Epsom salts as a paste, even if you're taking a shower. Just make sure that you use a tiny bit, you rub it into the spot, and then let it sit on your body for about a minute or so, and then rinse it off. And you can put oils into your Epsom salts to help boost what they're doing. That can be a great thing. And just remember that you don't have to walk around carrying everyone's energy. Sometimes what happens as an empath is we go into this place of, poor me, this is what keeps happening to me. And we feel like we're being a victim of everyone else's energy. And you know that's starting to happen when you say things like, you make me feel angry, or you make me feel sad. When we use the make me phrase, that's when we are putting blame on someone else. Yes, there are people out there who have really leaky energy fields, and it would be super if they would keep them in a container so we didn't get exposed to all of that. But that's on them. We can only take care of ourselves. I remember early on in my marriage, you know, like sleeping in bed with my husband, and I would be picking up his stuff when we were sleeping. And until I learned how to train my body for that not to happen, you know, he would wake up feeling great. And I would wake up feeling lousy, like I'd run a marathon and had no sleep. And it would take me a while, you know, to kind of wash that off of me. And I was really not aware that that's what was happening. And if you're a parent, you know, we pick it up from our kids too. They went to school all day, and then they come in and they give you a big hug. And then next thing you know, you're taking all the kids off of them. That can be rough. But what if you were able to start training your kids to energetically let go and scrub those people off of them before they even walked in the door to your house? You know, if people have questions, we'll do the best we can. I'm going to see if I can see the questions or anything on my phone. I might or might not be able to, because I'm not seeing them in the chat at the moment. So I'm just going to look on my phone and see if I can bring it up. And of course I can't. So, yep. Hopefully Neshi can manage any of the comments. Oh, maybe I've got it now. All right. Yes, I think I have it now. So in this place of being in empathic overload, one of the best things you can do really is to dance it off. walk it off, shake it off. And we've all been told those things by other people. It's sort of a natural thing. Oh, go walk it off. There is some validity to that. But sometimes we don't have that chance to kind of go and walk it off. But if you can, go outside and stomp it all into the ground. Mother Earth will be happy to take it for you. I like to lay out on the beach, on the sand, and ask Grandmother Earth to just pull all of the energy off of me. And, you know, one of the other things that, like I said, I like to just dance. I put on music, and it doesn't even have to be dancing. It's just moving your body and shaking it off. And I just set the intention that I'm getting all the heavy, dense energy that is not mine, especially, off of me. And I'm asking the earth to take it and compost it and release it so that I don't have to experience it any longer. That would be a really cool thing, and it would be a really cool place for us to be. So that's the best piece for me. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, I'd love for you to put them in. Lindsay may have some because she's done a few things. Oh, and there is also one more thing, because I'm seeing Marie's name. It reminds me. There is a necklace out there that's called a Q link. It's the letter Q with the word link. And the Q link, and I think it's shopqlink.com, if I'm not mistaken. It was created to help keep the computer and the cell phone energy off of us so we wouldn't absorb it. And the really cool thing that happened as a side effect is that people who are empathic, all of a sudden, it acted as a force field and was keeping people off of them energetically. You can still read the energy, you can still read the information, but as I said, your bubble is out here, and so you're able to see the information, but you don't have to feel it in your physical body for long term. And it's a tool that I used kind of early on. It was actually what I would wear to bed with my husband. I'd have one of those, you know, camisoles that had the bra built in, and I just stuck it in my cleavage, basically, put it over my heart, and it kept me in a force field so I could sleep better. So that is something that you can use. And I know a lot of people who have benefited from that, especially in group situations, because we aren't meant to be on this planet and hide in our houses just because we're sensitive. We are meant to be out and doing our work and shining our light. And so as an empath, we have some pretty strong healing abilities that we're meant to help the planet with. And again, if we're sick, if we're on overload, then we're not able to do what we need to do. So hopefully some of these tips will help you. So I'm going to take a quick sip. My I don't know if you can see it, my Peacock Show Your True Colors mug today. I was in the mood for that one. So let's do our meditation. How about that? Let's get this energy off of us. Let's be in a place where we have everybody else's energy off, and we can feel just like ourselves, at least for a few moments. How does that sound? So I'm going to invite you to get yourself comfy. I know that was a lot of information. You can always watch it again if you need something. But my thought is whatever resonates with you, that's what you're going to remember, and that's what you needed. So take a couple of deep breaths. And with each breath, just allow yourself to bring your energy back to your heartbeat. Back to your center. Good. And let's invite in the divine energy, calling it in to support us, to ground us, to protect us, and to teach us. And invite in our spiritual teams. Our guides and our mentors in the angelic realms and from the star beings and ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to us. And we're setting the intention that this healing is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. And we're going to ask the divine energy to just begin starting at the top of our head and gently moving down our body and through our energy field to release any energy that is not ours. And you can say to yourself, is this energy mine? And your energy field can respond by dropping anything that isn't yours. And now gently allowing the energy to come into your third eye, into your thought patterns. And just notice if there's any spinning thoughts, ideas, or beliefs that aren't yours, that have taken up residence. And just lovingly thank that energy for what it's been teaching you. But in this moment, you get an opportunity to release it. Bringing the energy down into your throat. And seeing if any words or actions have gotten caught there. Any reactions to others, what they've said or done that may be stuck in your throat. Again, releasing any energy that isn't yours, or any energy that you've blamed on someone else. And moving down into your heart chakra, the center of your chest. And just feeling if you're holding on to any sadness or disappointment, grief, depression that isn't yours. And lots of times the heart absorbs this heavier energy because we lovingly want people to feel joy and happiness. And releasing any complaining energy that has weighed down your field. Or any fear that someone else has been holding that you lovingly took in an attempt to help them heal, even if you didn't do it consciously. And allowing each chamber of the heart to release, giving space to your inner child, your inner adult, your inner warrior, and your inner wise one. So that you can have clear communication of your authentic truth without the interference of anyone else's energy, ideas, thoughts, beliefs. And moving down into your third chakra and releasing any energy of anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, or hatred that you may have picked up from others. Sometimes from the computer or Facebook or the news. Sometimes just walking into a restaurant or a store where they've been talking about something in the news or going on in their lives. Any drama that you've held on to.
Got it.
Ah, there we go.
Right. Got it.
Any gossip that you've gotten caught in.
Got it. Right. Right. Yeah.
And really releasing all of the overwhelm. Even just your own overwhelm in reaction to all of this energy.
Right. Yeah.
And moving down into your second chakra and releasing all the feelings that aren't yours. And lovingly sending them back to their creator. And making space for you to feel all of your feelings fully. because that is your empathic radar. It is radar that we all have. And our feelings are to teach us the boundaries of our being versus another's being. When we have them, we know we are reacting to energy, to the environment, to circumstances. And it's okay for us to have that. Allowing the water energy to gently restore back to balance. So that we don't feel flooded when others' energy comes near. And moving down into the root chakra and really establishing a strong foundation for our energy to connect to Grandmother Earth. To help us feel rooted, safe, and secure. And gently opening up our connection a little wider so that energy can flow off of us more quickly. We can sense it, get the information, and release it all in a breath. And just making sure that any extra energy moves down through our body into the ground. And just taking a moment to ask the divine energy to create a stronger bubble around us, to create a thicker skin on our auric layers so that we can still use our empathic abilities, but have a little more space and time to process them. And now asking Grandmother Earth to send her divine feminine healing energy up through our feet to fill in our energy system, to support it, ground it, and nourish it, while also radiating out through our wider and fuller aura, our field, and allowing our feeling centers to be open, settled, and calm. As the energy moves up through our beautiful heart, just making room for our truth to be spoken. And all the way up to our crown. And just take a couple of moments to Allow the energy of clarity to move through. Notice how your energy feels without anyone else's energy on it for this brief moment, or connected to it. And just gently see if you can release any other anxiety that you may be holding on to, nervousness. Because in this moment, you're completely surrounded, protected, and safe. All right, just take a couple of deep breaths and start to dissolve your meditation. We're going to leave the energy in place so that you can hold it for a little while. See how long you can hold it. Nice. So, there we have it. You know, it can be really challenging to be an empath. It can be really challenging to, you know, pick ourselves up and go out in public. But we have this gift we're meant to share in some way, and until we know how we're meant to share it, you know, we need to get out there. And, you know, we weren't born on a planet with billions of people on it if we were meant to isolate. And yes, when you go into overload, you know, pulling yourself back a little bit can be very helpful and very healing for you. So I'm not saying to not do that, because that can be very helpful. So I have a training that's coming up at Star Nations in October. I believe it's the 4th through the 6th. And I will be right at Star Nations in Tomah, Wisconsin. And I will be teaching a 3-day weekend to really help you with your energy, to really help you learn how to heal yourself. It's an empowerment weekend. It's empowering you to learn new strategies and understand the limitations that you've been carrying that aren't really you. So if you want to have some empathic training in person with me, it's the perfect setting because it's usually a small class. And in that small setting, I can show you how to manage your energy right in the moment. And there's no better way to learn it. And so if you want to join us, you can go to the Star Nations Academy page. If you're not already a member, click on that. And then you can check out my workshop and how to register for that. I'm looking forward to coming to do that in person because my work amplifies when we get in a group and when we do it in the same room. It's very cool. And I know there are a number of you in the house who've studied with me in person, so we'd love to have you. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock is my show, Soul Connections, where we do a healing meditation. It goes even deeper than what we did today. And I also do card draws for people who are looking for a little bit of guidance, some wisdom from their spiritual team. And I channel those messages for you. And I draw cards until we're done. I don't pick a certain number. I make sure that everybody gets a message if they need it. So So that's tomorrow at 7. And today, here we are at Star Nations. It's a busy day. Tuesdays are busy. Neshi has her show, The Spiritual Roundtable, at 3 o'clock, where she does the card draw for the day for the group. So it's what energy is on tap today for everyone on the planet. And, you know, if you're needing a little bit of a clue into that, you know, check that out at 3. I find that the days that I'm drawn to the show are the days where I need that information, whether it's how I'm reacting to energy or it gives me a heads up on what's going on for my clients or my students. And then again at 8 tonight, she has her show Communications from Home. And I'm not sure what the topic is tonight because I didn't look ahead of time. I'm sorry about that. But it's always chock full of really cool information. So with that, you guys, I hope you enjoyed our show. I'm sorry about the glitches at the beginning. I'm still learning to figure out the new broadcast studio, and I hope to have that nailed down by next week. That's my plan. And if you want to order any of the healing blends that I mentioned, you can message me personally, or you can go to the Trinity Healing Sanctuaries.com. And most of them are online to order, but a couple of the ones I mentioned are brand new. So you might need to send me a private message and we'll make sure to send those out to you. So with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And thank you for helping me do my spiritual mission of healing the healers by showing up and taking care of yourself. And with that, you guys have a great rest of your day.